Have you ever wondered what happens when we can't tell what's real and what's fake? In a charming little town called Brightville lived three best friends, Lila, Max, and little Zoey. Like all the children in their town, they absolutely adored stories. Their days were filled with adventures, laughter, and tales of far-off lands. One sunny morning, their teacher, Mr. Hoop, walked into the classroom holding a sleek, shiny tablet. His eyes twinkled with excitement as he gathered the children around him. "Good morning, everyone," he announced with a grand voice. "Today I have something truly magical to show you." This is no ordinary tablet. This tablet can show you anything you can imagine, even things that never happened, things that only exist in our wildest dreams. Watch carefully. The tablet glowed with a soft, inviting light, and tiny, shimmering sparkles danced across its screen, captivating the wide-eyed children. It was as if a little piece of starlight had been captured just for them. The children leaned in closer, their faces alight with anticipation. The screen flickered, and suddenly 3 different magical scenes appeared, one for each friend. Lila gasped. Flying high above their school, its scales shimmering like emeralds in the sun, was a magnificent dragon. Its powerful wings beat the air, and it let out a majestic yet friendly roar. For Max, a cheerful dog wearing a tiny mail carrier's hat trotted up to his front door, a bundle of letters held gently in its mouth. The dog looked right at him and said, "Special delivery for Max," in a clear, friendly voice. And little Zoey watched in silent wonder as her fluffy white cat, Snowball, stood on her bed, a tiny microphone in her paw, and sang a sweet, gentle lullaby. The melody was so soft, so calming, it felt like a warm hug. Each scene was so vivid, so detailed, that for a moment the children forgot they were just looking at a screen. It all felt completely, wonderfully real. But as the children eagerly showed the magical images to their parents later that day, something strange happened. The dragon soaring over the school vanished with a soft whoosh. The talking dog delivering letters faded into nothing, and the singing cat disappeared from the screen. A flicker, and they were gone. A feeling of confusion washed over the children, but something didn't feel right. Something was strange, Lila murmured, her brow furrowed. How could this be? She asked her mom, her voice filled with bewilderment. It looked so real. I saw the dragon's wings move. I heard its roar. Max chimed in, and the dog spoke to me. Their parents just shrugged, looking as puzzled as they were. The magic had vanished as quickly as it had appeared, leaving behind a lingering question and a sense of unease. Why did something that felt so real just disappear? The next day, the children hurried to ask Mr. Hoot about the disappearing magic. He listened patiently, then leaned in close, his expression kind yet serious. The classroom grew quiet as he began to explain in a soft voice. Sometimes, he said, what we see isn't real, even if it looks real, even if it moves or talks or sings. It might be made by a clever machine called A. You let the new word hang in the air for a moment. These machines are very smart and can create images and sounds that trick our eyes and ears. They can make something called Deepfakes. A mysterious chime seemed to echo as he spoke, and the children stared at him, their faces filled with amazement. It wasn't magic after all, but something else entirely, something new and powerful that they had never heard of before. The children were amazed. A whole new world of understanding opened up to them. Suddenly, they weren't just kids who loved stories. They were detectives. Donning imaginary detective hats and pulling out invisible magnifying glasses, they embarked on a brand new mission, to become truth detectives. They learned a very important lesson: to ask questions, to think critically about what they saw. They learned to check with their eyes, ears, and hearts before believing everything they see. They started looking closer at pictures, listening more carefully to sounds, and always asking, is this real, or is it made by a clever machine? Their classroom transformed into a headquarters for curiosity, where every image was a clue and every sound was a mystery to be solved. They were ready to uncover the truth, one question at a time. As the sun set over Brightville, casting long golden shadows, the three friends walked home together, the tablets safely tucked away in a backpack. They walked with a new sense of purpose, their smiles bright and confident, because in a world full of magic and machines, the greatest magic of all is knowing the truth and remembering that sometimes the most important things, like friendship, kindness, and a parent's hug, can't be made by machines. They can only be felt with the heart. And they all lived wisely and curiously ever after. Thank you so much for joining us on this little adventure. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Kayleys that make you think. Stay curious, everyone.